The story begins with showing Han Donglai, a wealthy and strikingly handsome young man with a charm that made everyone admire him, even though he had been unable to walk for 6 years. Meanwhile, a woman named Zhongling had just arrived in Shanghai with her son, Kelu. When they reached the bustling streets, Kelu saw Donglai on TV and exclaimed that he looked exactly like the man in his mother's drawing book, which made him believe that Donglai might be his father. Surprised by her son's words, Zhongling quickly told him to stop thinking such things, insisting the man on TV wasn't his father. In short, when Zhongling went to get Kelu a drink, he wandered off, drawn by colorful balloons. He soon found himself face-to-face with Donglai. Seeing him up close, Kelu became convinced that Donglai was his father. As a result, with childlike innocence, he immediately hugged Donglai and said he couldn't find his mother, asking to stay with him. Although Donglai was rushing to a meeting, he couldn't leave the lost boy alone, so he brought Kelu along. In the car, Donglai felt a bit uneasy. Kelu's eagerness to connect with him was touching, but Donglai's inability to walk made him hold back slightly. Searching Kelu's bag, he found an ID card and instructed his assistant, Mu Chun, to call the boy's mother to pick him up. Meanwhile, Zhongling was in panic, searching everywhere for Kelu. Relief washed over her when she received a call from Mu Chun, who told her that Kelu was safe and at the headquarters of the Dongxing Group, Donglai's family business. At the office, Kelu was thrilled, calling Donglai father repeatedly. Donglai, however, gently but firmly told him to stop because he wasn't his father. Just then, Zhongling arrived, her heart pounding with both worry and relief. Seeing her son again, she hugged him tightly. But Kelu, in his innocent way, pointed to Donglai and declared that he had found his father. Stunned, Zhongling looked at Donglai, their first meeting in 6 years. Mu Chun, who recognized Zhongling, was visibly surprised. He then asked Kelu to play outside so Zhongling and Donglai could speak privately. During this time, the tension between the two was visible. Donglai, his voice tinged with bitterness, asked about Zhongling's life over the years. He accused her of leaving him because of his paralysis, mocking her for supposedly enjoying a carefree life without the burden of caring for someone in a wheelchair. Zhongling's heart ached when she saw Donglai still confined to his wheelchair. She then asked why he hadn't recovered, mentioning that Lin Xia had promised to help him if she left. But Donglai, consumed by anger, dismissed her concern. When Zhongling knelt to apologize, his anger only grew. Donglai demanded to know who Kelu's father was, but Zhongling avoided the question, explaining only that they were in the city for his medical treatment. She promised to leave once he was better, refusing to discuss the boy's parentage further. Donglai, overwhelmed by emotions, lashed out at her. 6 years earlier, Donglai and Zhongling had been deeply in love. During a trip to the mountains, Zhongling was trapped in a house by someone's cruel plan. As a result, Donglai risked his life to rescue her. As they tried to escape, a massive rock fell, injuring Donglai's leg while he shielded her. That fateful accident left him paralyzed, forever altering their lives. Years ago, Lin Xia, the daughter of the hospital owner, promised to help Donglai recover if Zhongling left him. Faced with an impossible choice, Zhongling decided to leave, sacrificing her happiness for Donglai's chance at healing. Apparently, her departure shattered Donglai's heart, but she believed his recovery was more important than her own pain. In the present, Lin Xia arrived at Donglai's office, where Mu Chun and Kelu were also waiting. Unexpectedly, Kelu didn't like Lin Xia, sensing something unfriendly about her. When Lin Xia entered Donglai's room, she was startled to see him holding Zhongling. Soon after, tension filled the room as Donglai told Zhongling he wouldn't let Kelu leave until she showed him the boy's birth certificate. Desperate, Zhongling begged Donglai to let Kelu go because he needed to visit the hospital that day. Donglai, testing Zhongling's resolve, told her to do something difficult to prove herself. Zhongling reluctantly agreed, though it was clearly uncomfortable for her. At that moment, Mu Chun suddenly burst in, carrying an unconscious Kelu in his arms. Alarmed, Donglai immediately ordered his assistant to take Kelu to the hospital. His heart sank when he learned that Kulu had been living with diabetes since birth. Later, Donglai's mother and Lin Xia arrived. Donglai's mother, furious, slapped Zhongling and accused her of using Kulu to get money from Donglai. But this time, Zhongling refused to stay quiet. She stood tall, defending herself and Kulu. She warned Donglai's mother not to insult her or her son and made it clear she wouldn't tolerate anyone causing trouble for them. As the situation unfolded, a handsome man rushed in, Chu Mo, a popular artist. His concern for Kulu was genuine, and his arrival seemed to unsettle Donglai, who watched with a hint of jealousy as Chu Mo comforted Zhongling. Seeing their closeness, Donglai couldn't help but ask if Chu Mo was Kuli's father, but Zhongling avoided answering. Meanwhile, Kulu showed incredible courage, calmly handling his insulin injections. In short, Kulu and Chu Mo quickly bonded, their playful interactions making them seem like real brothers. During this time, Chu Mo's cheerful personality helped lift Zhongling's spirits. To add to the good news, Chu Mo excitedly revealed that Zhongling's book had been chosen to be adapted into a movie, and he would be starring in it. Hearing this, Zhongling was thrilled, but also puzzled because the book was based on her past with Donglai. Unbeknownst to them, a man with red hair secretly snapped photos of their closeness. The next day, Donglai's assistant reported on Chu Mo's background. Although Chu Mo's fame was rising, his family history remained a mystery. Curious about Chu Mo's connection to Zhongling, Donglai asked his assistant to investigate further. At the same time, the red-haired man, who turned out to be Lin Xia's former assistant, delivered the secret photos to Lin Xia. Zhongling later visited the office to work on her book's adaptation. Donglai, who was financing the project, couldn't hide his curiosity about her relationship with Chu Mo. Confronting her, he demanded answers, but Zhongling firmly stated that her only reason for being in the city was Kuli's treatment. She made it clear that she didn't care about Donglai's opinions anymore. However, to her surprise, Donglai asked her to come back to him. His words left Zhongling confused, especially when he added that he no longer wanted anything to do with his family and believed they should both leave their painful past behind. All this time, Donglai believed that Zhongling left him because of his disability, so he taunted her by saying she now preferred younger men who could fulfill her needs. His harsh words deeply upset Zhongling, and she slapped him in anger. In response, Donglai pulled her onto his lap and angrily demanded answers, threatening Chu Mo and Kulu. Not only that, he also accused her of leaving him for another man and pressed her to admit if Chu Mo was Kuli's father. Overwhelmed, Zhongling could only cry silently as Donglai's words cut deep. Eventually, guilt crept in, and Donglai, ashamed of his behavior, told her to leave. Meanwhile, Chu Mo and his manager discussed the swirling rumors about Chu Mo and Zhongling being romantically involved. They were worried about how the gossip might affect Zhongling. Determined to protect her, Chu Mo went to see Zhongling and warned her about reporters waiting at the hospital. As a result, he suggested skipping the hospital visit for Kulu that day to avoid any unwanted attention. Elsewhere, Lin Xia met with Donglai, deliberately spreading rumors about Zhongling and Chu Mo. She tried to poison Donglai's mind, claiming Zhongling was skilled at seducing younger men. Unexpectedly, her words planted seeds of doubt and anger in Donglai. At Zhongling's current residence, Chu Mo found himself lost in memories from 6 years ago. He recalled how Zhongling had saved him from some bullies. Back then, Zhongling fainted while searching for her necklace, and Chu Mo rushed her to the hospital. It was there they learned that Zhongling was pregnant and in a fragile state. Chu Mo's kind grandmother took Zhongling under her care, and since then, Zhongling had always treated Chu Mo as a little brother. Back in the present, Zhongling grew uneasy as her nosy landlord pried in her relationship with Chu Mo. The next day, Donglai's assistant confronted Chu Mo about rumors of him fathering a child. Because of this, Chu Mo's manager suggested redirecting the media's attention by making Zhongling and her child the focus instead. However, Chu Mo strongly opposed the idea, refusing to put Zhongling at risk for his own benefit. Instead, he came up with a plan to stop the rumors and protect her. Not long after, Chu Mo invited Zhongling to join him at a press conference to clarify the situation. Together, they would announce that Chu Mo was starring in a movie written by Ling. At first, the press conference seemed to go smoothly. But soon, some reporters stirred up trouble by bringing up Ling's child and suggesting Chu Mo wanted nothing to do with her or Kulu. At the same time, Dong Lai suddenly appeared at the event. He boldly announced that he would not withdraw his investment in Chu Mo's new film and threatened to sue any media outlet spreading false stories about Chu Mo and Ling. Lin Xia, watching from the sidelines, was visibly upset that Dong Lai had publicly defended Ling. After the press conference, Ling approached Dong Lai to thank him for his support. But Dong Lai brushed it off, saying he only acted to protect his company's interests. With a teasing tone, he then asked Ling to push his wheelchair. Later at the hospital, Lin Xia secretly approached Kulu. When Kulu cheerfully called Dong Lai handsome father, Lin Xia immediately snapped and told him to stop, claiming that Dong Lai would be her husband in the future. Later, when Ling arrived, Kulu ran to her, complaining that Lin Xia was mean to him. Ling comforted her son and sent him off to play with friends while she confronted Lin Xia. At that moment, Ling firmly told Lin Xia that she only wanted peace and was in the city for Kulu's treatment. But Lin Xia, consumed by jealousy, damaged Kulu's photo in front of Ling and threatened to interfere with his health if Ling didn't stay out of her way. As Ling cleaned up the broken glass, she firmly told Lin Xia that she wanted to cut all ties with the Han family. Frustrated, Lin Xia threatened Kulu again. Enraged, Ling grabbed a shard of glass and pointed it at Lin Xia, demanding answers about the incident from 6 years ago when she was locked in a house. At the same time, suspicion clouded Ling's mind as she recalled how that event had left Dong Lai paralyzed. Fearful, Lin Xia confessed the truth. She had orchestrated the attack on Ling years ago to get closer to Dong Lai. Hearing this, Ling let her go, relieved to finally know what had happened. However, she chose not to share the truth with Dong Lai. Before leaving, Ling warned Lin Xia that no crime stays hidden forever, and one day, everything would come to light. Outside, Kulu was playing cheerfully with Dong Lai. He excitedly told Dong Lai that he would be discharged from the hospital the next day and asked him to pick him up. When Ling arrived to take Kulu back to his room, Dong Lai noticed her injured hand and looked worried. Kulu, ever playful, pushed his mother onto Dong Lai's lap, insisting that Dong Lai take her in the wheelchair. Seeing this, Ling felt awkward and guilty, believing she was responsible for Dong Lai's condition. Elsewhere, Lin Xia, drowning her frustrations in alcohol, found herself in trouble with her former assistant, who tried to harass her. This man had been part of Lin Xia's scheme to harm Ling 6 years ago, and their shared guilt hung heavy in the air. The following afternoon, Kulu was cleared to leave the hospital. He eagerly wanted to wait for Dong Lai to pick him up, but Ling gently reminded him that Dong Lai wasn't his father, so they didn't need to wait. Back at their rented house, the landlord treated them poorly, even insulting Kulu's health. Just as things escalated, Dong Lai and his assistant arrived to help. The landlord's behavior, it turned out, was due to someone paying them to drive Ling out. Furious, Dong Lai instructed his assistant to uncover who was behind the plot. Later, when Kulu went to fetch the car with Mu Chun, Ling took a moment to thank Dong Lai for stepping in. Dong Lai, however, brushed it off, saying he only did it to protect Kulu, even if he wasn't the boy's father. Perhaps Chu Mo was. Irritated with his statement, Ling snapped, insisting that Chu Mo wasn't Kulu's father and that the situation wasn't about Dong Lai. This led to a heated exchange, with Dong Lai accusing Ling of hiding things, just as she had 6 years ago. Not only that, he also blamed Ling's choices for making Kulu's life harder. Ling, deeply hurt, replied that her life had been peaceful before Dong Lai reappeared. When Dong Lai's car arrived, Ling planned to ask Kulu if they should move elsewhere, but Kulu excitedly wanted to ride in Dong Lai's luxurious car. During the drive, Kulu tried his best to create a warm atmosphere, making it feel as if they were a family. Later, Dong Lai offered Ling and Kulu a place to stay in his private apartment, insisting that Kulu deserved to live in a better environment. Ling initially refused, but eventually agreed for Kulu's sake. Upon arriving at the apartment, Kulu was thrilled and said he wanted to sleep with both his mother and Donglai that night. Although the situation felt awkward, the three shared a rare moment of happiness. Zhongling helped Donglai with his medication, but as a widow, she felt uneasy being so close to him. Embarrassed, she chose to sleep outside. Early in the morning, Zhongling had a strange dream about Donglai helping Kulu use the bathroom. Waking with a start, she went to check on them. When Donglai didn't respond to her knocks on the bathroom door, she opened it to find him unconscious. Panicked, she tended to him, apologizing softly as she covered him up with a blanket. Mu Chun arrived shortly after and helped care for Donglai, explaining that his immune system hadn't fully recovered from the trauma 6 years ago. As a result, Zhongling stayed by Donglai's side, guilt weighing heavily on her as she watched over him while he slept. When Donglai woke, he reached for Zhongling and asked her not to leave. Overcome by emotion, he kissed her, only for Mu Chun and Kulu to enter the room at that exact moment, turning the heartfelt situation into an awkward scene. That morning, Zhongling planned to leave and find a new home, but Kulu begged to stay. He loved the apartment and felt safe there. Donglai, happy with Kulu's decision, assured him that he could stay as long as he wanted. Additionally, Mu Chun also encouraged Zhongling to remain, pointing out that Donglai was still recovering and needed her help. To make things easier for her, he found a nearby school for Kulu. Inside the apartment, Kulu's excitement lit up the room. He turned to Donglai and asked him to take care of his mother because he worried she'd be lonely if he wasn't around anymore. Despite his young age, Kulu understood his fragile health and calmly spoke about the possibility of not living much longer. Unexpectedly, he wasn't afraid of dying, only of leaving his mother behind. Donglai was deeply moved by the boy's selflessness. Outside the room, Zhongling overheard the conversation and silently cried, terrified of losing her son. In short, Kulu, finding comfort in Donglai's presence, told him he was glad to have met him. Believing Donglai resembled the man in his mother's drawing, Kulu called him father. Donglai didn't mind at all and accepted the title warmly. Meanwhile, at Donglai's family home, his mother grew curious about why he hadn't returned. Mu Chun explained honestly that Zhongling was taking care of him. Lin Xia seized the moment to try and turn Donglai's mother against Zhongling, but her plan didn't work. Donglai's mother, while surprised, expressed gratitude that someone was helping her son recover. Mu Chun added that Donglai himself had invited Zhongling to stay after an issue with her landlord. Later, Lin Xia confronted Mu Chun, slapping him and warning him that she was the only future wife Donglai should have. Determined to assert herself, Lin Xia went to Donglai's apartment and slapped Zhongling. This time, Zhongling didn't back down, retaliating by splashing her with trash. Inside, Zhongling couldn't shake Lin Xia's harsh words. She told Donglai that Lin Xia was right. It wasn't proper for them to live together. In the end, she suggested Donglai move back home. Feeling rejected by Zhongling's growing distance, Donglai reluctantly agreed to leave. Shortly after, Donglai's mother announced his engagement to Lin Xia, to be revealed after his upcoming birthday. Lin Xia was very happy, finally seeing her dream of marrying Donglai come true. Zhongling, however, was shocked and unsettled by the news. Meanwhile, Kulu, missing Donglai terribly, secretly called him. Kulu reminded Donglai of his promise to be his father and asked him to visit. Hearing this, Donglai reassured Kulu that he would come after his final surgery and urged him to take care of his mother. Later, Chu Mo visited Kulu with a thoughtful gift, bringing cheer to the boy. He also reminded Zhongling to prepare for the upcoming filming of her book adaptation. The next day, during the script reading for the film, the female lead, Manli, asked Zhongling for help interpreting emotional scenes. Zhongling assisted, explaining the depth behind the character's feelings. At the same time, Donglai, watching from a distance, grew visibly jealous of how closely Chu Mo and Zhongling worked together during the romantic parts of the script. Frustrated, Donglai entered the room and unexpectedly suggested changing the male lead. His demand left the director and team puzzled. Manli, who had connections with Donglai's family, firmly opposed the idea. She reminded him that the production had been meticulously prepared and threatened to withdraw if Chu Mo was replaced. Left with no choice, Dong Lai backed down. Later, Dong Lai asked Zhong Ling to accompany him somewhere and handed her an elegant dress, requesting her to wear it. Zhong Ling, annoyed by his absence over the past few days, reluctantly agreed. Unbeknownst to her, Dong Lai had been busy with his final surgery during that time. At first, Zhong Ling felt awkward about changing in the car, but with a female driver present and Dong Lai being someone who had already seen her vulnerable, she tried to stay calm. That evening, Dong Lai's mother hosted an extravagant birthday party, a dazzling event filled with luxury. Lin Xia eagerly awaited the announcement of her engagement, but all eyes turned to Dong Lai when he arrived, with Zhong Ling by his side. Dong Lai's mother was visibly surprised, but chose not to react too strongly in front of her guests. At the same time, Lin Xiao's parents looked uncomfortable, sensing that their daughter's hopes might be dashed. During the party, Manli, noticing the tension, invited Zhong Ling to step outside for a break. She expressed her admiration for Zhong Ling and voiced her support for both her and Dong Lai. Later, Lin Xiao's parents pulled Zhong Ling aside for a private conversation. Their words were filled with sarcasm, but Zhong Ling remained calm, brushing off their comments. The conversation soon shifted to Dong Lai's surgery from 6 years ago, revealing that Lin Xiao's parents were unaware of the deal their daughter had made with Zhong Ling back then. Taking a break from the party, Zhong Ling wandered outside and saw Lin Xia in an intense argument with the red-haired man. Memories of that man locking her in a cabin 6 years ago came flooding back, leaving her uneasy. She discreetly called Chu Mo, asking for his help in keeping an eye on the man. Elsewhere, Lin Xia and the red-haired man were spotted at an upscale nightclub, drinking heavily. A tipsy Lin Xia vented her frustrations at him, dismissing any concerns about his past crimes. She arrogantly claimed that no evidence could link her to the events of 6 years ago, showing no remorse. Her dismissive attitude angered the man, who began threatening her. Unbeknownst to them, Chu Mo was watching from a distance, carefully observing their interaction. Meanwhile, Dong Lai decided to visit Kulu, feeling guilty for being so occupied with his recent surgery. During his visit, he didn't mention the surgery to Zhong Ling or Kulu, instead claiming he had been busy with work. When Zhong Ling seemed indifferent to his explanation, Dong Lai felt frustrated but chose not to press the issue. Hoping to ease the tension, Dong Lai sought help from Kulu. The boy eagerly brought out his mother's sketchbook, explaining that Zhong Ling often sketched when she was upset. Flipping through the pages, Dong Lai was surprised to find numerous drawings of his face. He confronted Zhong Ling about them, but she dismissed the sketches as generic drawings and denied they were of him. This response annoyed Dong Lai, who felt she was once again hiding her true feelings. Announcing that he would spend the night there, Dong Lai subtly hinted at his desire to stay close, though Zhong Ling appeared both flustered and secretly pleased. A few days later, during the film shoot, Dong Lai decided to meddle with Chu Mo by adding unnecessarily risky scenes to the script. As the producer, his authority went unchallenged, but his actions annoyed Man Li, who called him out for being immature and disruptive. She then advised Chu Mo to maintain some distance from Zhong Ling to avoid fueling Dong Lai's jealousy and misunderstandings. Zhong Ling later checked in on Chu Mo and learned about his quiet investigation into the red-haired man. She urged him to be cautious, knowing how dangerous the man could be. At the same time, she thanked Man Li for looking out for Chu Mo. However, Chu Mo clarified that he viewed Man Li as nothing more than a senior mentor who had guided him in his career. On the way home, Dong Lai invited Zhong Ling to join him, promising not to make any more changes to the script. At the same time, Dong Lai's mother made an unexpected visit to his apartment, much to Kulu's delight. Kulu, who had started seeing her as a grandmother figure, happily accepted the candy she brought him. Dong Lai's mother, noticing Kulu's striking resemblance to a young Dong Lai, began to grow suspicious. She was about to ask more probing questions when Zhong Ling and Dong Lai arrived. Sensing the tension, Kulu quickly hid the candy to avoid getting scolded by his mother, while Zhong Ling tried to keep the atmosphere light. At that moment, Zhong Ling wasn't thrilled with Dong Lai's mother showing up unannounced. Her unease quickly turned into panic when Kulu suddenly collapsed, while holding a piece of candy. Alarmed, she realized the candy could harm him due to his diabetes. Dong Lai's mother, shocked and remorseful, admitted she hadn't known about Ko Lee's condition. Turning to Dong Lai, she expressed her frustration, blaming him for not informing her earlier. Dong Lai, in turn, questioned why she suddenly cared about Ko Lu when she had never shown much concern before. He firmly told her to stop troubling Zhong Ling and to leave them in peace. Dong Lai's mother grew more suspicious, especially when she remembered that her late husband had also suffered from diabetes. She then pressed Dong Lai about Ko Lee's parentage, but he shut her down, warning her not to pry. Despite this, she decided to take matters into her own hands. Dong Lai's mother soon arranged for a DNA test between Dong Lai and Ko Lu with the help of a doctor friend. Later, while leaving the hospital, she ran into Lin Xia. Trying to deflect suspicion, she claimed she was visiting her friend. But Lin Xia, noticing her odd behavior and sudden interest in the hospital lab, grew curious. The next day, Mu Chun brought information about Ko Lu to Dong Lai's mother. She slyly kept parts of it hidden from Dong Lai, particularly after receiving the DNA test results. Mu Chun, who respected Dong Lai's mother like his own, felt obligated to follow her instructions. When Mu Chun later met Dong Lai, he shared what he knew about Zhong Ling's life after Ko Lee's birth. He revealed that Chu Mo's grandmother had cared for Zhong Ling, making Chu Mo and Zhong Ling more like siblings. However, Mu Chun avoided mentioning the exact timing of Ko Lee's birth, leaving Dong Lai with more questions. Sensing something suspicious, Dong Lai instructed Mu Chun to investigate further, both about Ko Lu and the mysterious mountain accident 6 years ago that left him paralyzed. He felt there was more to the story than met the eye. Meanwhile, Lin Xia called Dong Lai, inviting him to dinner to discuss their engagement. That evening, Zhong Ling and Chu Mo were dining together at a restaurant. Chu Mo, feeling the weight of hidden truths, remarked that the secret about Dong Lai and Ko Lu couldn't stay buried forever. However, Zhong Ling begged him not to reveal anything, fearing the chaos it might cause. She believed Dong Lai and Chu Mo couldn't resolve their differences because they lived in completely different worlds. Chu Mo, planning to return to his hometown after Ko Lee's treatment, also mentioned that Lin Xia and the red-haired man often spent time at a bar owned by his friend. The man's history as an ex-convict made Chu Mo suspicious of Lin Xia's connection to him. As fate would have it, Dong Lai and Lin Xia arrived at the same restaurant. Dong Lai, with his usual boldness, asked to sit near Chu Mo and Zhong Ling, adding tension to the room. At that moment, Zhong Ling felt uneasy as Dong Lai's intense stares lingered on her. Eventually, she decided to leave, but Dong Lai stopped her, grabbing her hand. During this time, Chu Mo stepped in, demanding that Dong Lai let go of her. Dong Lai snapped back, telling Chu Mo to stay out of matters that didn't concern him. His irritation grew as Zhong Ling seemed to side with Chu Mo while ignoring him. Chu Mo, refusing to back down, declared that he would always protect Zhong Ling from harm, even if that harm came from Dong Lai. He taunted Dong Lai, mocking his paralysis and claiming he couldn't do anything for Zhong Ling. But then, in a dramatic twist, Dong Lai stood up and revealed that his recent surgery had cured him. Chu Mo, unimpressed, sarcastically applauded, accusing Dong Lai of faking his paralysis all this time. At the same time, Zhong Ling, stunned and hurt, felt betrayed by Dong Lai's deception. Without saying much, she left the restaurant, her disappointment evident. The following day, Lin Xia happened to visit the office of Dong Lai's mother's doctor friend. While pretending to help, she managed to retrieve the DNA test results for Dong Lai's mother. Upon reading them, Lin Xia was shocked and enraged to discover that Dong Lai was Ko Lee's biological father. Consumed by anger, she tore the results into pieces, desperate to hide the truth. That evening, both Zhong Ling and Dong Lai found themselves wishing they could message the other first. However, their pride held them back, and in the end, neither sent a text. The next day, Dong Lai's mother approached Ko Lu with the DNA test results. Strangely, she claimed that Ko Lu wasn't part of their family and told Dong Lai not to support Zhong Ling and her son. Dong Lai, clearly irritated, told his mother to stop interfering. He also firmly expressed that he wasn't interested in being paired with Lin Xia, further frustrating his mother. Later, Dong Lai visited the film set, surprising everyone with his ability to walk again. Manly, especially, was taken aback. While there, Dong Lai noticed Zhong Ling on the phone with Kolo, which brought the DNA results to the forefront of his mind. Despite the evidence, he struggled internally, refusing to fully accept the truth. Dong Lai then asked Zhong Ling to help with script revisions. However, Zhong Ling pointed out that Dong Lai seemed to understand the scripts better than she did. Moments later, their conversation took a tense turn when Dong Lai brought up the topic of Ku Li's biological father. Zhong Ling, unwilling to reveal anything, firmly told him to stop prying into her private life. Dong Lai was visibly disappointed by her continued distance. Elsewhere, Dong Lai's mother visited Ku Li in the hospital. Looking at him closely, she couldn't help but notice how much he resembled Dong Lai as a child. Yet, recalling the altered DNA results, she treated him coldly. Her harsh words deeply hurt Ku Li, leaving him feeling sad and longing for his mother. At the same time, Zhong Ling was frantically trying to catch a taxi to the hospital to be by Ku Li's side. The next day, Mu Chen spoke to Dong Lai about Zhong Ling's struggles. Between working on set and caring for Ku Li, she was clearly overwhelmed. He suggested Dong Lai lighten her workload to give her more time to care for her son. However, Dong Lai hesitated, recalling Zhong Ling's recent insistence that he stay out of her personal life. Reluctantly, he decided not to intervene. That evening, the director suddenly summoned Zhong Ling to meet him. Chu Mo, sensing something was off, grew suspicious. When Zhong Ling arrived at the director's apartment, he attempted to harass her, even trying to drug her with sleeping pills. Just as things took a dangerous turn, Chu Mo arrived in time. Tracking the director to his apartment, he burst in, confronted the man, and physically stopped him. However, the director threatened to release a video of Chu Mo's violence as retaliation. Quickly, Chu Mo carried the unconscious Zhong Ling downstairs, where he met Mu Chen. Together, they rushed her to the hospital. When Dong Lai heard what had happened, he immediately went to the hospital, overwhelmed with guilt for not protecting Zhong Ling. At the hospital, tensions rose as Chu Mo, still furious, accused Dong Lai of having a hand in the incident. Dong Lai firmly denied it, insisting he would never hurt Zhong Ling. Despite this, Chu Mo pressed further, accusing Dong Lai of causing harm to Zhong Ling just as he had 6 years ago when he abandoned her. Hearing this, Dong Lai immediately clarified that it was Zhong Ling who had left him back then. That night, Dong Lai stayed by Zhong Ling's side. Though she was still shaken from the incident, his presence brought a sense of comfort. Quietly, he vowed to do better for her and for Ku Li. In another place, the red-haired man asked Lin Xia to meet him. Desperate to escape the country, he begged her for help and handed her a large sum of money, claiming it was for survival. He explained that people were digging into the incident from 6 years ago, and he feared getting caught. But Lin Xia coldly rejected him, kicking him out without hesitation. She no longer needed him, especially since she now had the director on her side to handle Zhong Ling. The next morning, Zhong Ling woke up feeling shaken from the previous night's events. During this time, Chu Mo stayed by her side, comforting her as she tried to regain her composure. She then asked Chu Mo not to take action against the director, explaining that the film's success mattered not just for him, but for the entire crew who had worked hard on it. Later, on set, the director continued to cause trouble, targeting Chu Mo with petty acts. However, Manly stepped in, helping Chu Mo manage the director's rude and unprofessional behavior. During one scene, the director swapped a prop with real hot water, causing Chu Mo to burn himself while filming. Seeing this, Dong Lai instructed Mu Chen to handle the director and teach him a lesson he wouldn't forget. Later that night, Mu Chen set a trap for the director. He caught him red-handed arranging illegal services, involving both the media and the police to expose him publicly. As a result, the scandal spread quickly, leaving the director with no way to escape. Elsewhere, Chu Mo felt deeply frustrated and sad. He thought back to the days when he had little but still managed to take care of Zhong Ling. Now, despite his fame and success, he felt powerless to protect her. In the end, his guilt weighed heavily on him. The next day, Manly visited Zhong Ling in the hospital and explained how guilty Chu Mo felt for introducing the director to her. He blamed himself for not being able to protect her. However, Zhong Ling reassured Manly, saying she was grateful that Chu Mo had arrived in time to rescue her. She expressed pride in having a little brother like him who always cared for her. Additionally, Manly also mentioned that it seemed Dong Lai had taken care of the director's situation. Meanwhile, Dong Lai was busy managing the fallout from the director's scandal. The board of directors pressured him to clear the director's name to avoid disruptions to the film production. However, Dong Lai stood firm, refusing to tolerate the director's behavior or protect him. Afterward, Zhong Ling visited Dong Lai's office to talk. They apologized to each other and exchanged thanks. During their conversation, Dong Lai asked Zhong Ling for a chance to start over, promising to protect her and Kula this time. As they spoke, Zhong Ling received a call from Chu Mo, while Dong Lai got an update from Mu Chun that the red-haired man had been caught. Zhong Ling then decided to share her side of what had happened 6 years ago, though Dong Lai admitted he already knew most of the story. Elsewhere, Lin Xia pleaded with Dong Lai's mother to help her apologize to Dong Lai. Tearfully, she admitted that she had instructed the director to target Zhong Ling. Hearing this, Dong Lai's mother was upset and disappointed, but forgave Lin Xia surprisingly quickly. Later, Chu Mo and others gathered to discuss Lin Xia's connection to the red-haired man. Surprisingly, the red-haired man himself appeared at Dong Lai's office. He demanded money in exchange for evidence proving Lin Xia's involvement in the incident 6 years ago and detailing the harm she had caused Zhong Ling since then. Shortly after, Dong Lai received a call from his mother asking him to come home for dinner, mentioning that Lin Xia was there. When Dong Lai arrived, Zhong Ling accompanied him, catching Lin Xia off guard. Dong Lai confronted his mother, asking her to stop defending Lin Xia and to see through her lies. At that moment, Zhong Ling directly questioned Lin Xia about her involvement with the director's actions. Lin Xia couldn't deny it, as the director had already confessed she was behind everything. Even then, Dong Lai's mother tried to excuse Lin Xia's behavior, claiming it was her overwhelming love for Dong Lai that drove her to such lengths. Despite the excuses, Dong Lai and Zhong Ling made it clear that Lin Xia's actions were unacceptable. To make Dong Lai's mother understand the truth, Zhong Ling played a recorded confession that revealed Lin Xia's involvement in the incident 6 years ago. The evidence was undeniable, and Lin Xia couldn't say a word in her defense. Not only that, Zhong Ling firmly stated that Lin Xia's actions were not small mistakes, but attempts to take a life. The revelation devastated Dong Lai's mother, as she realized Lin Xia had been the one responsible for Dong Lai's paralysis all along. At that moment, Dong Lai lost all patience with Lin Xia, refusing to listen to her excuses. Lin Xia, overwhelmed with confusion and despair, felt betrayed by everyone. Consumed by hatred for Zhong Ling, she snapped and grabbed a fruit knife from the table, attempting to harm her. Dong Lai stepped in just in time, shielding Zhong Ling but suffering a deep wound to his back in the process. At the hospital, Dong Lai underwent treatment and thankfully made it through the critical phase. During this time, Zhong Ling stayed by his side, refusing to leave him. Dong Lai's mother, deeply remorseful for her past behavior, apologized to Zhong Ling and expressed her gratitude for the care and love she had shown Dong Lai. As Dong Lai's mother was leaving his room, she encountered her doctor friend, who asked about Kuli's condition. Surprised, the doctor revealed that Kulu was indeed Dong Lai's biological son. It was revealed that Lin Xia had tampered with the original DNA results to hide the truth. Shocked upon learning the truth, Dong Lai's mother asked Mu Chun to keep this information from Dong Lai for now, wanted to consider the best way to address it. That night, Zhong Ling looked after Dong Lai as he battled a fever. The next day, as the fever broke, Dong Lai begged Zhong Ling not to leave him. His vulnerable state deeply moved Zhong Ling, filling her with sadness and guilt. She promised him that she would stay by his side and not leave him like before. To reassure him, Zhong Ling kissed Dong Lai, rekindling the love they had shared in the past. Chu Mo, who had come to visit, saw them from a distance and decided to leave quietly, not wanting to interrupt their heartfelt moment. Elsewhere, Dong Lai's mother went to Kuli's school to apologize for her earlier harsh words. She brought gifts, hoping to mend their relationship, but Kulu refused to accept them, still hurt by her past actions. His rejection saddened her, as all she wanted was to be accepted by her biological grandson. At Donglai's apartment, he asked Zhongling to accept him into her life again. He promised to care for Kulu as if he were his own son and vowed not to create any more problems. Zhongling considered telling Donglai the truth about Kulu's parentage but hesitated, fearing his reaction to her previous lies. Just then, Chu Mo and Kulu arrived to visit Donglai. Kulu, who had missed him greatly, brought a doll as a gift. That evening, Donglai's mother waited for him to return home, but he chose to stay with Zhongling and Kulu at his apartment. Though she felt sorry for Kulu and genuinely wished to build a close relationship with him, Donglai's mother struggled to express her feelings. Later, Kulu asked to sleep with both his mother and Donglai. Zhongling gently declined, explaining that Donglai needed proper rest. After settling Kulu into bed, Zhongling went to Donglai's room to check on his wound. As she changed his bandages, their emotions took over, and they shared an intimate moment, drawn closer by their rekindled feelings. The next day, Donglai's mother returned with more gifts for Kulu, but once again, he declined them. Seeing this, Zhongling encouraged Kulu to be kind to Donglai's mother. Tearfully, Kulu explained that he thought she was mean because she had scolded him for calling Donglai father. Moved by his words, Donglai's mother apologized and told him he could call Donglai his father if he wanted to. She even invited Kulu to visit her home, revealing she had prepared a special room filled with toys for him. Zhongling appeared uneasy, suspecting that Donglai's mother had figured out the truth about Kulu's parentage. As Donglai and his mother left, but before that he reminded Zhongling about their plans for Saturday. Later that day, Donglai visited a jewelry store and bought a pair of rings, intending to propose to Zhongling during their weekend plans. When Donglai returned home, his mother revealed the truth about Kulu's DNA test results. Donglai was stunned to learn that Kulu was indeed his biological son. Because of this, his mother urged him to bring Kulu to live with the Han family, expressing her worry that Zhongling might continue to keep Kulu away from them. Not long after, when Saturday arrived, Zhongling waited at the restaurant where she and Donglai had planned to meet. She sat there for hours, watching as the other diners left and the staff began closing for the night, but Donglai never showed up. Feeling abandoned, she eventually braved the pouring rain and went to Donglai's place to find him. That night, Donglai was distant and cold. His disappointment ran deep. He had believed Kulu wasn't his son because of the many lies Zhongling had told. He regretted allowing Kulu to call him uncle when in truth, he was his father. Knowing this, Zhongling apologized, her voice full of regret, and tried to console him with a kiss, but Donglai remained disheartened, unable to overlook her deception. Back at home, Donglai's frustration only grew when his mother encouraged him to reconcile with Zhongling. She even gave her blessing for Donglai to marry her, suggesting it would officially make Kulu a part of the Han family. At that moment, Donglai felt torn. His mother, who had once pushed him to stay away from Zhongling, was now urging him to forgive and move forward. The following day, Zhongling made several attempts to meet Donglai and apologize, but he continued avoiding her. Mu Chun, feeling sorry for Zhongling, tried to convince Donglai to give her a chance, pointing out how persistent and sincere she was. On another day, Zhongling became distraught when she realized her necklace was missing, the very one Donglai had given her. She searched everywhere, her sadness evident. Kulu noticed his mother's worry and called Chu Mo for help. Zhongling was heartbroken, not just over the necklace, but because she felt she had let Donglai down yet again. Eventually, Chu Mo found the necklace hidden in the sofa. Relieved, Zhongling thanked him and began preparing to leave. Before she departed, Chu Mo handed the necklace to Donglai and told him how terrified Zhongling had been when she thought she lost it. He explained that Zhongling had always feared losing Donglai and that all the lies she had told were to protect Kulu and keep their family together. In the end, Chu Mo urged Donglai to consider Zhongling's perspective and forgive her. As Donglai reflected on the past, memories of when he had first run away from home came flooding back. It was then that he had experienced life alongside Zhongling, who became his first love. Back in the present, Zhongling and Kulu prepared to return to their hometown. However, Kulu was hesitant to leave, clearly missing Donglai. As they boarded the plane and stored their luggage, Zhongling was shocked to see Donglai sitting on the same flight. Donglai had decided it was time to start over, leaving behind his doubts and disappointments. At the same time, Kali's face lit up with joy as he realized he could finally call Donglai father without hesitation. The story concluded on a heartwarming note. During a gathering with the film crew, Donglai got down on one knee and proposed to Zhongling, promising to build a future together as a family. The crew erupted in applause, celebrating the couple's fresh start and the love they had fought so hard to protect. So the moral of the story is, never underestimate a kid's instincts. They might find your soulmate, expose hidden family secrets, and even score themselves a room full of toys. Also, don't mess with a mother. She'll splash trash on your face if you cross her.